Good morning to all. Welcome to today's session. We are learning the chapter magnet. So far we have learned about the magnet, the discovery of the magnet, and the types of magnets, the story of the magnets, and what are magnetic materials and what are non-magnetic materials. And I gave you some homework. I hope everyone has done. And 6th class, one more important thing is I told you to do vegetable carving. It's like entertainment for you as well as homework, and in the same way you can learn something beyond the subject. So please do vegetable carving and just take a snap and keep it in the group. And table number 1 also I told you to fill it up. Name of the object, material of which the object is made, attracted by magnet or not. Suppose you have taken a paper, you have to write here paper, and whether it is made up of plastic, aluminum or wood. Then whether it is attracted by magnet or not attracted by magnet. Now coming to the next point, can we separate iron fillings from soil? How can we separate iron fillings from soil? So this is also an activity that you have to do, just not listening. You have to do by yourself so that you can gain knowledge. So here you have to take a bar magnet and roll it in the soil. You have to take a bar magnet and you have to roll it in the soil. Then pull out the magnet. You can see some dark particles are attracted and attached to that magnet in this way. So these are called as the iron fillings. In this way you can find out the iron fillings from the soil. It's very easy. Now which part of the magnet attracts more iron fillings? From which part of the magnet is more difficult removing iron fillings? So when you are trying to remove those iron fillings from the magnet, you have to find out the direction, which side and which direction of the magnet is easy to remove the iron fillings, and which side and which part is difficulty in removing the iron fillings. Now poles of a bar magnet. Does the property of attracting iron fillings remain same for all the parts of the bar magnet? The important thing is that you have to notice down the poles of the bar magnet. North pole. Now coming to the next point, finding directions with a bar magnet. For this you need a bar magnet. This activity you have to do in your home. It's very easy. You have to take a stand, otherwise take some sticks and try to make a stand like this using 2 sticks and 1 cardboard. This is the cardboard and these 2 are wooden sticks. For this stick you have to tie the magnet with the help of a thread. This is thread. Using thread you have to tie a bar magnet to this stick and you have to hang it in the air. So it will be moving. After some time it will come to a rest position. It will stop moving, that is called as rest position. Then you take some sketch and color it. One end you have to color it. Then after sometimes again try to move it. Then you wait until it stops. Again it will come to the rest position. Then you can notice the colored portion will come to the rest in the same direction. Not this one. Only the colored position will come to the rest position. So by this we can say that it is North Pole and this is South Pole. Coming to next activity, you have to take a white paper and you have to spread some iron fillings on the paper. Then below the paper or under the paper you have to place a bar magnet. You have to keep a paper like this and bar magnet in this way, and you have to spread the iron fillings on the paper. When I am explaining the lesson, you go through the textbook, it will understand better. So the iron fillings are concentrated and they change their place. They'll scattered in this way. Some will be here and some will be here. Why is this happened? Because the north pole and south pole, these are the two ends of the magnet, and the iron fillings are attracted by these magnets more than the middle part of the bar magnet. So the middle part does not attract more iron fillings, whereas the ends are attracting more. That's why the magnets are scattered in both poles. So here you can see figure number 3. So the magnet attracts more iron fillings than the middle part of the magnet. These both ends are called as north pole and south pole. Repeat this experiment in another place. You can see same, the colored portion will come to the rest in the same direction. So always the magnet come to the resting position in north-south direction only. Only the north-south direction the magnet will come to the resting position. So in each case mark end points towards the north. This end is known as north pole of the magnet. This is called as north pole of the magnet. The other end which points towards the south is called as south pole of the magnet. And this property of magnet is called as directional property. Once again I will repeat, this property is called as directional property, and it's very very important, and you have to just stick it there, very important. It is exhibited only by magnets, and we use this property to make a magnetic compass. So next topic is about magnetic compass. So have you seen the magnetic compass? Yes, you can see in the textbook also. If it is in your home, you can see it. A compass is usually a small box with a glass covering it. A magnetized needle is pivoted inside the box in such a way that it can rotate freely. The compass also has a dial with directions marked on it. The compass is kept at the place where we wish to know the direction. So, what is a magnetic compass? It is made with a wooden box and it is covered by a glass. Inside, they will keep a needle which shows the directions. The compass is kept at the place where we wish to know the direction. So what is the use of magnetic compass? To know the direction. Its needle indicates the north-south directions when it comes to the rest. Now here the magnet is coming to the resting position, north-south direction it is showing. In the same way the needle in the magnetic compass shows the north-south direction. The compass is rotated until the north and south marked on the dial are exactly below the two ends of the needle. To identify the north pole of the magnetic needle, it is usually painted in different color. So to identify the north pole, always it is colored. Then we identify the north and south at that place. After that we can also identify the east-west between them. Then a compass is used to find directions. It is mostly used in the ships and aeroplanes. Mountaineers and army peoples also carry a compass with them so that they do not lose their way in an unknown place. So, the uses of magnetic compass to know the direction, and it is mostly used in the ships and aeroplanes. There is no particular roadway in the sea. So, these magnetic compass show them the route. In the same way, aeroplanes also, this magnetic compass helps them to find the correct way. And mountaineers and army people also use it because sometimes they might lose their map and way. So with the help of this magnetic compass, they can find their friends and the correct way to reach their destination. So don't place compass and magnets together. This is an important instruction. Now, each and every topic in this chapter is very important. Story of magnet, types of magnet, directional property, magnetic compass, and the south pole and north pole of the magnet. You have to note it down and you have to read it. Carry a compass with them so that they do not lose their way in an unknown place. So, the uses of magnetic compass: to know the direction, and it is mostly used in the ships and aeroplanes. There is no particular roadway in the sea. So, these magnetic compass show them the route. In the same way, aeroplanes also, this magnetic compass helps them to find the correct way. And mountaineers and army people also use it, because sometimes they might lose their map and way. So with the help of this magnetic compass, they can find their friends and the correct way to reach their destination. So don't place compass and magnets together. This is an important instruction. Now, each and every topic in this chapter is very important. Story of magnet, types of magnet, directional property, magnetic compass, and the south pole and north pole of the magnet. You have to note it down and you have to read it. So children, this is now all for today, and many of you are giving complaint that you are not able to understand and saying little fastly. So that is not the point. Here I am not using even one Telugu word, single word. So you may be finding little difficulty to understand. You can take your parents' help and find the Telugu meanings. In online classes we cannot say you in Telugu. So point to point we cannot teach you. So the main points I am making a note on the board and I am teaching you. So please go through the textbook while I am teaching and listen the record once and twice. Maybe 1 or 2 teachers are finding difficulty. So I request you to go through the classes 2-3 times and go through the textbook. Textbook reading is very important. So I request you to read the textbook and please mention your name and class when you are writing the homework. And don't write your homeworks in the textbook like this. You please make a note in a notebook. Write your name, class, section and the lesson name and today's homework. Then it will be like practice for you and you can read. So this is all now for today. Thank you.